Hey everyone, this is Alex from wornoffkeys.com and welcome to episode 4 of my HTML and CSS series. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can display images within your websites, either through local files or external images that are hosted on another website. If you ever need help when following one of my videos, you can simply scroll to the description and join the community Discord server. From there, simply click on How to Ask for Help in the opening channel, and then follow the instructions on how to ask your questions. Also, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future tutorials. So let's start off by going into our body tag, because that is where everything that is going to be visibly displayed on our website should go. So within here, I can create an image tag, and similar to the link tag which we looked at in a previous video, this is an auto closing tag, which means unlike body, for example, we don't have content in between the two tags, but rather we just have a single tag with some attributes inside. And as a refresher, attributes are the things we have inside of our link tag here. Basically, that provides some extra information to the tag to allow it to do its job better. So for the image, the most important attribute will be the source attribute, and this is going to be specifying what file we're going to try and load. In this case, we don't have any image files, so let's go ahead and get one. If you go over to wornoffkeys.com, you can then right-click on the logo and click on Save Image As. You can then navigate to your project folder, and I'm going to just save this right here. If we open up our workspace, we now see logo.png, and if I go back into the source quotes, I can use Alt space, and it's going to automatically create this dropdown that will show all the files within our workspace. We can then select logo.png, and if I save this, and if I close wornoffkeys.com, we now see this logo right here. But now let's say that we want to actually change the size of this logo because we want it to be much smaller. Well, we can add in another attribute called width. We can set this equal to 80. If I save it, the logo is now 80 pixels wide, and the height will be automatically calculated by the aspect ratio of the image. If we wanted to, we could also specify the height, let's say 200. And now the logo looks stretched because it is much taller, because it is forcing it to be 200 pixels high and 80 pixels wide. If I were to remove the width, then it's still going to be 200 pixels tall, but now the width will be automatically calculated based off of the aspect ratio of the image. This is one way to display images from a local file, such as this one. One other way is to get the actual URL of that image. So if I go back to wornoffkeys.com, I can right-click on the image, and I can copy the image address right here. Instead of specifying logo.png, I can paste in this with Control V or Command V on Mac. And if I save this, we don't actually see any changes. That's because it's the same image, but now it's going to get it from the actual wornoffkeys web server. Now with either of these methods, it's a best practice to include another attribute called alt, which stands for alternative text. And there are a number of benefits to this. Let's say I go ahead and add in wornoffkeys logo, and I save this. We don't actually see anything different on our website. But some of the benefits to this is now when Google crawls our website, they now have additional information on what this image is based off of the alt text we provided. Now the alt text will also be displayed on the screen if the image can't be found. So let's say it's deleted locally if we're loading it locally, or let's say that this is renamed to logo_new. If I save this, we now see the alt text here with a broken image icon. That's because logo_new.png doesn't exist on wornoffkeys.com, and so therefore it can't find the image. So the alt text is displayed right here. So this provides more information to users whenever they're trying to load an image that doesn't work. And most importantly, people who have bad or no vision will often use third-party plugins to be able to play this text audibly to have a better understanding of what's on the web page. So it's a best practice to always include your alt attributes here. There's no real downside, and there's plenty of benefits to it. Thanks for watching the video. If you want access to video source code, as well as early access to future tutorials, consider clicking on the join button down below the video to support the channel.